All right, guys. So what we're looking at here, this is the remainder of the Nearpod that most of the classes didn't get a chance to get to. So I wanted to explain to you what I wanted you to do following the time that we had to stop in class, where we stopped right before we got to Pandora's box in the video. I want you still to work on that this week. And I wanted to give you some instruction on what to do as opposed to just sort of letting you try and figure it out. I wanted to talk you through what I want you to accomplish, what you're going to see. That way it's going to make a little bit more sense as you're actually going through and doing these activities. So this is the slide most of you guys stopped on, where we explained what ancient Greeks believed, looked at some of the figures of Greek mythology, had a chance to look at some of the different gods and goddesses, the little g's of the Greek mythology culture there. You answered the questions for it, finished talking about what the Greeks believed. You did like a match each god to their role, and their powers, what their powers were and what they were in charge of. And then we got to this slide. This is where we're starting brand new. This is the stuff y'all haven't seen yet, that now that you have this student-paced Nearpod to do, this is the one that you are going to be working on yourself. So this is Pandora's box. On the next slide, there's a video that's going to pop up for you that you'll be able to watch. It tells the story of Pandora's box in more detail. And as you watch, you need to think about what the meaning behind the story is. Because as you're watching the video, you want to think more about not necessarily the actual characters in the story, but more what does it mean? So what's the deeper meaning behind all the stuff that you watch? So you'll watch this video, Greek Myths, Pandora's box, and it's a pretty short video. You'll be able to get through it pretty quick, but I want you to pay attention while you're going through it. Okay? After that, you're going to draw part of the myth when Pandora opens the box and releases hate, pain, sickness, and death, and then write a sentence explaining your illustration. So what I'm wanting you to do here, you get to actually draw what it looked like when she opened the box and released hate, death, illness, pain, all of those things that she released from the box. You get to actually draw it out and what it looks like. Again, make sure it's a good drawing that we're able to see it, because again, you're turning it in, everything's still recorded in Nearpod, whether you're here in class or you're out of class. Okay, so I want to make sure that I see everybody's work, so have that available. All right. After that, we're going to extend our knowledge a little bit, consider what's the real reason and the purpose behind myth. Why do we have these stories from thousands of years ago that we still are studying to this day in 2020? So what you're going to do, you'll have another little discussion board that you'll work on, and again, it's at your own pace, so you'll be able to see some other different discussion pieces there. Again, keep in mind, your name's attached to all the things that you write. You need to make sure that you're writing school appropriate things and contributing to the conversation. So you're going to have, what do you think is the meaning of Pandora's box? That'll be the question that you're answering. Then we're going to look at the purpose of myths. A myth is a story that explains a society's beginning or why something is the way it is. It teaches people about behavior or events, and now it oftentimes is supposed to explain the unknown, the things that we don't understand. The Greek myths often are divided into stories of love or stories of punishment. Most of the time it was one or the other. You were either being punished or it was about somebody, falling in love with someone else. That was most of the time how it was. It was either death or love. That's how they like to roll. Okay? And underneath that, you'll see another little slide. So if you scroll down, which I'm going to have to do here, but if you scroll down, you'll see the meaning, talks about the myth Pandora's box, and you'll look at this and it'll give you a little insight into where you need to be going. Okay? All right. Let's see. Then you're going to have another myth as explanation. Why do you think the ancient Greeks used myth to explain why the way the world was? Why did they use those stories to express how they thought the world worked? Then you'll talk about what a myth is and what it's used for. You'll provide your answers there. Then we're going to look at your understanding of the myth of Greek mythology. So you'll have a little quiz that'll be put there. You need to make sure that you work through that quiz, do your best on it. Use some of those notes that you had as you were studying, as you were going through it. That would be very helpful. Again, that's why I tell you keep track of the things that you're watching and pay good attention. And then afterwards, this gives me a little bit better understanding of where are you in terms of how well you understand. So this is the part that if you were in class, and if you're in a physical class, you would still be able to do this, but I'm able to see how confident are you in your ability to determine a central idea of a text and how it's conveyed through particular details. This helps me know what you are feeling confident about. So as we're working, I know what skills to provide for you to, and the opportunities I need to provide for you to practice those type of skills that are going to help you out with this. So, you know, you're very confident somewhat, not confident at all. Make sure that you answer them, okay? Give me an answer. I need to know this stuff to be able to help you out better. All right, then it's the end of that, and you just need to go through, again, do your best on this quiz. That's the finishing part for this particular thing. You're looking at Pandora's box, one of the myths. It's a very interesting myth that I want to make sure that you guys have a chance to fully experience, and I hate that we didn't have a chance to do it in class, but that's sort of what's going to happen this year. We don't have the luxury of time, so this is the best that I can do with you, okay? All right, if y'all need anything this weekend, give me a holler, send me an email, send a private comment in Google Classroom. I want to help you out, and I don't know how to help you if you don't send me a question or ask for help, okay? So if you need anything, give me a holler, let me know. I want to help you. I want you to be able to succeed this year, all right? Y'all have a good rest of the weekend.